Hello. So we are live. Another edition of Mustang Mondays. For those that are joining, welcome. And for those that were with us a few minutes ago, we did have some technical difficulties, but we're hoping that this time we'll be able to have our guests join us and then we can get things going. So I see the request. Pressed accept. So I'm hoping that works. And we're just gonna have to wait and see. Yes, awesome. Hi, how are you?
Hello, how are y'all doing?
Well, thank you for working with me through that entire process.
No, of course, and thank you for hosting this. There was some technical difficulty, but we got through it. And yeah, and thank you everyone who's joining us today. Really exciting to be here.
Yeah, so I was hoping we could just get started with some introductions. So my name is Erin. I use pronouns she, her, her, and I'm going into my fourth year as an anthropology major and a minor in law. And I'm follow up and I also work for the Welcome Center, so that's why I'm doing the admissions Mustang lives.
Nice meeting you, Erin. And hello, everyone. My name is Andrew Kim. I'll be a fourth-year political science major concentrating global politics, and I'll be serving as your ASI Chief of Staff in this upcoming school year. Again, thank you for having me here today. Really appreciate that, and I'm super excited to share my experience and answer any questions that y'all might have regarding ASI or just campus in general.
Yeah, we are super grateful to have you. So could you just explain maybe for people that are live that don't go to Cal Poly or maybe just planning to come to Cal Poly in the fall, what ASI is? What does it stand for?
Absolutely. So ASI stands for Associate Student Incorporated. And the way I describe ASI is always just the fun part of campus. You have, regardless of what major you come in for, you have academics, you have study, homework, all the grades. ASI is the fun part of campus where we host various events and we provide various services where students could enjoy, get their minds off a little bit, relax, or even find employment if they need a job. So an ASI composed of numerous different branches. It's just myself is from ASI Student Government. We also have different programs such as Poly Escapes, ASI Events, Bros Float, Recreation Center, Craft Center, etc. And one of the big areas, and then there's some facilities that ASI manages, such as University Union and Recreation Center, which are one of the two biggest facilities that y'all will probably use in the upcoming fall. So that's super exciting. And you'll also get to see some events that ASI usually hosts, such as like a big music festival, concerts, free food, trivia nights, etc. So yeah, that's just a brief thing about ASI, but ASI is such a huge organization, private entity that just provides services and fun for students at Cal Poly.
Wow, that was such an amazing explanation of everything. What do you do specifically in your position and get to the position that you're in today?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so first of all, I'm just put a little plug in. So if you follow ASI Student Government, that is our student government page where you can just like see what exactly we do and the projects we work on. But I myself is serving as ASI Chief of Staff, which works directly with our ASI President, Gracie Walatola, and with our executive cabinet members, which is composed of 8 members that have like specialties and special interests in their own area. But just ASI Student Government in general, we are like the advocacy of the student voices, and we advocate for students on behalf of students. That could be internal, it could be external. So internally, we work with like various campus partners, such as like campus dining, academic senate, things like that. So if students have complained about food or like curriculum or housing, etc., we are the one who work with campus partners to improve in those areas and tell them what student opinions are regarding some complaints they might have, concerns they might have. And externally, we also in student government, we work closely with local, state, and federal government. So we usually have our representatives, such as for our San Luis Obispo district as Representative Luke Hall. We usually have a representative event. So we have our House representative to come in and just like meet students and just have them question and answer Q&A session where they could just like talk about like student lifestyles at Cal Poly and what students like what student opinions that might have in regards to the government. So yeah, that's just a brief overview of what we do. But again, please follow ASI Student Government. That's where you find like a lot more detailed information on what exactly we do. That's just a brief overview.
Wow. For you, but you do a lot.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot. We do a lot of fun stuff. So yeah, super exciting.
Are you doing anything like right now? Is there anything specific you're working on, or just kind of preparing for a lot of new students in?
No, yeah. So that's a super exciting question because yes, I am working on various projects right now. Because something that we really want ASI to improve on next year is that after hopefully I can call post-pandemic session, but after this pandemic virtual environment, the students are disconnected to not just like ASI, not just to campus, just like within themselves, a community. And something that this leadership team of student government really will focus on is like bringing back the connection between campus, ASI, and community within student body. And right now, what some things that we're focusing on is really getting the student spirit and engagement up, and really trying to make ASI reach out to student organizations, numerous clubs, fraternities, sororities, interest groups, such like that, so we can find out what exact support they will need in the fall and how we could further support them throughout the school year, where things are going back in person. It could be a lot different than what people experienced beforehand. So yeah, we're trying to establish a community and just make student lives better going back in person next year.
Yeah, that's awesome. It must have been weird. Were you a part of ASI when the pandemic hit? How was that, whole transition?
Yeah. So I was in student government, at ASI student government for basically all my school year. All the time I was at Cal Poly. So first year I joined as executive staff, which I'll probably explain later if the question comes up. And that's just a volunteer position. We're just dip our feet in. But I fell in love with like the work that ASI student government does. So I ran for board directors, which is our legislative body, my second and third year. And that's during the pandemic time. And then things that we focused on are some huge things such as like campus-based fee. That was a big one. Also like policies regarding like COVID. Those were some big ones that we had to work on. So it was a lot more like internal stuff and like documentative stuff that we had to work on. But again, that's what makes the next year super exciting because we'll actually be really reaching out to student body and get like this hype part and the fun part of ASI to students.
Yeah, that's awesome. Could you dive in a little bit more into like certain or like activities on for students?
So you got a little cut off, but I'm gonna assume that you asked for more detailed events, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think the most one thing that just top of my head could think of, I think it was the most recent music festival. I believe it was Kyle's concert, and that was really fun. I know that a lot of students attended. And it was really fun. People just have fun with the music festival. Music always doesn't go wrong. And oftentimes, I can speak for student government in general, we often just provide weekly events such as like therapy doc session, free donuts, just to like, get like students like take care of their mental health, physical health, etc. And ASI events does an amazing job every quarter, having like events almost every week. And some big ones, like I mentioned, are the music festivals, and there are some small ones such as like trivia nights. And those are super fun too because they actually provide free food, free pizzas, free whatever, free ice cream, and basically just like hang out with friends, just like enjoy a good time, just playing some game, and winners often get prizes. So yeah, those are some good times that I could think of top of my head.
Where are those trivia nights? I want to go to one.
Yeah, I think the latest one that happened last quarter was actually in the Mustang Waste right in front of University Union. Yeah, so that was just like a really small but not really crazy, but it was really still fun. And another thing, I think another big thing that I want to give shout out to the Craft Center. Craft Center often have like a lot of fun events where they just bring students. You can make anything you want. I don't say anything, but like things such as surfboards, skateboards. Like I thought that was really the coolest thing ever when I first came to Cal Poly. So if you're an incoming first year or a transfer student, I'll definitely highly recommend y'all to check them out.
Yeah, awesome. So I kind of on the ASI website noticed that there was a big for sustainability.
Yes.
Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So ASI historically haven't really trying to like move towards sustainable solutions and like really focus on the issue of sustainability. And this year we do have a Secretary of Sustainability working on projects and working with campus partners regarding that. So that's super exciting. And our previous secretaries also worked on roundtables. So there are numerous campus groups, interest groups that focus on sustainability and just like environmentalism in general. And then what we're really trying to do next year is that really like finding them out and ask like how ASI can support their advocacy and their projects, because those are like ultimately like things that would be really beneficial for campus and just like a local community in general. And I shout out to Sam Andrews. He's our new Secretary of Sustainability. He's currently looking towards working on numerous projects. Those are upcoming. I'm not going to talk about it yet, but once it's confirmed, that we will be posting on ASI Student Government Instagram and website. It will be super exciting. And yeah, those will be announced.
Awesome. I'll make sure to look out for those. So how would, and this is honestly a perfect transition. We did get this. I did want to ask, how as a student can you get involved with ASI? And this question more specifically, you recommend applying your first year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to first speak about just ASI as a whole. So like I mentioned in the beginning, ASI has numerous branches. So I'm a representative of student government, but that's just a one sector of like huge tree of ASI. And ASI actually has like over 550 students like working employees every year. And then there are a lot of like current like positions, paid student positions that are open. So if you would like a job and work for ASI in different sectors, you could just go ahead and search up Cal Poly ASI, and you'll find apply for ASI on the website. It's like a button that you can just see in the center of the website. Super simple. And once you click that, you'll see the listing of like the jobs that are available for you. So if you're an incoming first year who's looking for some a source of money that's flexible with your schedule, because ASI really focus. Obviously, we know that we are most student employees, so we try to really be flexible with that. So yeah, I would highly recommend you to just check out the website, see what are some positions that are available, and apply to those. ASI is always hiring. And regarding ASI student government, as a first year, I would recommend you all to check out the executive staff meetings. So those exact dates will be posted once the fall quarter starts. But executive staff is it's a group that is a volunteer positions that work closely with the executive cabinet members in the executive branch, and you'll just get to check out like what projects we work, what initiatives we work on, and just dip your feet in, just check the surface out. And if you really like it, you can go ahead and run for board of directors or as a president, etc., in an election in the spring quarter of the first year. And those will allow you to officially join student government, as well as there are numerous interview positions as well. So yeah, that was just a quick spiel.
Yeah, awesome. And we got another question kind of along the same line. Go ahead and pin it. What is it like working for ASI during midterms?
Yes. So I do not want to speak for other students because each ASI job are very different. Like I mentioned, I'm in the student government, and the things we do during midterms and finals, we usually have meetings, and we always have meetings, and those we try to accommodate students as much as possible, but sometimes the work do come around that we do have to accomplish. So for myself, for my own experience, as an ASI board directors member, we did have a lot of documents and legislative stuff that we had to finish at the end of the year. But those meetings were right before finals week, so it does not intrude with your midterm and finals week. And then just, I think regarding ASI employment in general, that's a really tricky one because you could work in a rec center, you could be in the university union, you could be in the marketing team, you could be in anywhere literally on campus working for ASI. So that will like depend on which position you go for, but most of the time ASI is always very flexible with midterms and finals schedule because we do want to prioritize student academics first before the employment, because ultimately we're here for students.
Right. I will say, at least from experience, my first year and friends that work, at the app anymore, it's being renovated, but a lot of campus will accommodate, especially a lot more than off campus. So if you are really wanting to get a job, I definitely recommend looking on campus, because majority they'll be more accommodating for mid-finals than off-campus jobs.
I agree.
Okay, yeah, and then again, if people want to keep asking questions too in the Q&A function in them, but since we got kind of a late start, I don't want to keep you here for too long, so we can wrap it up a little bit. I just want to ask your part about this organization and specifically students.
Sorry, you got cut off. Would you mind asking that again?
What's your favorite part?
Oh, favorite part of the student government. Ooh, that's a fun question. I think there are two parts of student government. One is the advocacy part and advocacy experience. That's three parts actually. Advocacy, experience, and fun. So for advocacy, like I mentioned, student government, we really work closely with like local, state, federal government, as well as just internal campus partners in general. So you just get to learn a lot about campus and just get like a really broad view of how all these like big systems work. And so I think that's something that I just like learned a lot throughout this past 4 years in ASI. So I'm really thankful for that. And yeah, I think that connects with experience. And the fun part is that I made a lot of friends. Every year is a different group of people. It's an amazing group of people to work with. So you'll gain a lot of skill set too while you're having fun with. You can make friendship, but also you'll get skill sets and experience that you'll need for workforce in the future, such as like teamwork, like leadership, etc. So I think I saw like a question saying, would you recommend if you would like to join ASI if you're incoming freshman? I would highly recommend y'all to join ASI if you're an incoming freshman, because that's where you meet one of the most genuine and wonderful people, as well as you'll grow a lot of leadership and experience on campus. So yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Confusion in the beginning. All out, and we're here. Very happy that you got to join me. Am I a little glitchy?
Oh yes, sorry. Did you say?
I just said thank you for joining me. I had an awesome time.
Yeah, thank you for having me here as well. I really appreciate that. And for everyone who's on live stream, I thank you all so much for joining this live stream. It means a lot, and it's really nice to see that a lot of people are interested in what's coming up in the fall. So welcome to Cal Poly, and have a wonderful rest of the summer, y'all. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Hey there, my name's Rafael. I'm a fourth-year journalism transfer student with a minor in Spanish, and my pronouns are he, him, his. Thank you for watching the video. Please share any questions or comments you have down below in the comment section. Click here to subscribe, and to watch more videos, click here. If you want to sign up for a campus visit, we're offering in-person and virtual options, so check out our website. Link in the description. Thank you for watching.